Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're playing Storm of Steel, JU-87 Stuka Eastern Front from Compass Games. Alright, so let's see. We're going to use the handouts, or the player aids I should say. The how to play actually gives you a sequence, so we're going to use that. I got to make up my mission log sheet. But when I get ready to do that, I'll go ahead and show you what I've done on the board already. We have the visibility markers up here and the flak strength down here. Mission ordnance, which I can adjust for different missions. Even though I have 5 aircraft on the board, that doesn't mean that that's what I'm flying with yet. I just have them from a previous trial that I ran. Also the score markers and the die roll modifiers that you move up and down as the pilots have modifiers. I'm going to fly as Stuka Configeshwater 1. And I place it here. And I also have a Stoffel marker that we're going to use for the zone movement over here in the zones. Here we have our event cards. I'll give them a quick little shuffle. They've already been shuffled. And then down here is our available crews and holding area. So we have those ready to go. All my pilots are veterans and all my gunners are veterans. So I have their names. My pilot is Braun. That's my player pilot that I'm using. Braun, I think loosely is close to Brown, which is my last name. So that's why I chose him to be my guy. Okay. There's also a gunner named Braun. I think I may have, did I pull him? He might be my green gunner. He is. He's my green gunner. Okay. The other thing that I figured out, or at least I tried to figure out on my own, was you have the officers with the cap, like on this guy, and then like his gunner doesn't have a cap on at all, or some of them have like a leather helmet on. So I kind of separated those two styles and made these guys my officers and those guys my gunners. Okay, right or wrong, that's the way I went. Okay, closest I could get. You can fly up to 10 aircraft if you have all 10 of them available. Of course, we're going on the first mission and we'll get ready. I am going to play Barbarossa, which is the first campaign, or the first operation, I should say. And we're going to play the short version. And so it took me a little while to find this. I was hunting in the rules and it was right there on the chart. These charts have a ton of information that you're going to use, but you have a regular campaign length and a short. I'm doing the short, so it's 14 missions in Barbarossa from June to July. Then it drops to 10 and then to 7 for the final months. So that's a total of 31 missions. So that's a lot of missions we have to fly. Okay, let me get my log sheet ready, and then we'll be ready to start. I'll be able to find out what my target is and then assign my aircraft. Okay, so we can determine how many planes we want after we start our mission, but we have this mission log. It's got the mission number, the date, the pilot, experience, all that stuff, which I'll fill out in a little bit. The gunner, same thing, and the mission type, where we're going, the zone, everything else. Okay, and my aircraft number. I'm not sure. It seems like you would list every pilot here, but I'm not really sure that's the intent of the sheet. It's really not clear in the rule book. They could have provided us with an example of a filled out log. My first inclination is to list every pilot, what his experience is, and stress and all that stuff. And the gunner, same way. That means if I average 6 planes per mission, I'm only going to get 3 on this side. They're only single-sided. So for me to play this first segment, June to July, that's 14. So it's going to take me 3 sheets there. So that thick pad that I had is going to go pretty fast, I think. Or I'm going to convert over to a spreadsheet and just keep them there, which might be more realistic. But thinking about this, I think that'd be mission number 1, and you'll list all your pilots, what their experience level is. They're all the same right now. Mission type, it's kind of a, I don't know, it's almost like, and then you got to keep track of your aircraft being damaged or destroyed also. So there's quite a bit going on here. Okay, yeah, we'll fill it out. That's the way I did it in my practice, so we'll do it that way too. Okay, we'll get out our trusty aid here. So we selected our campaign, Barbarossa. We selected a short, and we started our mission here. We're going to select our formation, which is a Stoffel. We have that. And our mission ordnance is on chart A3. We have here chart A3. This is the ordnance. So depending on what type of target and what we can do, and there's a limit to like the SC-1000 bomb. We don't have the 37 millimeter cannon. That's only for the Stuka G model. Most of the time we'll either be with this SC-50 or the 50C, depending on the size of the target and type of target also. This is the most common, the SC-500 and 4 SC-50s. Okay. All right. So we go to table A1. We're going to roll the 3 6-sided dice. We have a black one and the white ones. The white ones we'll add together, and it's going to tell us what our target's going to be. The black one is going to tell us what zone it's going to be in. Okay, here we go. It's going to be zone 3, and it is target number 6. Okay, target number 6, troops. Okay, now here we have troops right here on our mission, and they have an M. It's hard to see on this camera. I can't get it to get real clear, but it's an M, and the M is a medium-sized target, and in zone 3. So up here in the zone, we put it in zone 3. That's where we're going. It's a medium, so what I've decided is small targets, I'm going to take 4 aircraft. Medium, I'm going to take 7, and on a large target, everything available. As we start to get wore down, I may change that, reduce some of that, but that's what our target is. So we're going to take 7 aircraft today. So we're going to add an aircraft. We're going to add an aircraft. Okay, next thing I have to do is move these pilots and their markers, got those 2 backwards, over to the aircraft. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, so slide this over a little bit. So as you can see, we put the pilot, the gunner, and then their experience. Now this scenario, you start with 10 veterans, 10 veteran pilots, 10 veteran gunners, and then they give us 1 green crew, which is available. And I can use them anytime I want. I could have used them on this mission if I wanted to, but this is what I have right here. So I'm going to save them in case I get somebody that has to go to the hospital. I can bring these guys up and start using them. Okay, so we got 7 aircraft set up. They're ready to go. Oh, I got to record them all on the log sheet. Now I'll go do that. Okay. So I filled my sheet out. There's 7 aircraft. 7 aircraft. It's a troop mission type. It's a medium, and it's zone 3. All right. So we've listed All of them are veterans. We've got all the pilots and all the gunners listed. We'll keep track of the scores that they get when they bomb, and then if they get destroyed or damaged. And it's June of 41. So the first 7 missions I'll play is June, and then I'll switch to July for the second 7. Okay. All right. You have these little gray counters right here that have the aircraft on them, and they're all numbered. So you can see there's number 1, 2, 3, and I got to get all the way to 6 and 7. And we put them in a cup because we'll be drawing them for random things that happen in aircraft fire, interceptions, all that stuff. Okay. All right, fill the mission log sheet. I did that, and we're ready to go. Okay, so the first thing we do is up here on the zone, we move the Stoffel into zone 1. Okay. We draw and resolve the first event card. All right, event card is Hawkeye. Randomly select an aircraft and provide an additional -1 die roll modifier on 1 bombing attack run. Okay, so we have 7, so we'll roll the 10-sided die. 8, 9, 10, I got to re-roll. I got 4. Okay, so number 4 is going to have this. So we're going to give him a -1 die roll modifier for 1 attack run. Oh, the other thing I didn't do was set my ordnance. Sorry, forgot to do that. This is a medium attack. So we're going to be ordnance. And this is, we want to use the SC 500 and 450Cs, -2 die roll modifiers versus troops and artillery. So we're going to mark our board right here with the SC 500 SC 500s and 450Cs. That's these guys right here. Okay, so we can use those. And there we're going to get the 50 cluster bombs. Okay. So there we go. We're ready for that. Okay. So we got our board set. We got our artillery set. Okay, we moved into that zone. We did our event card. For each zone entered, you roll a D10, and you have to look at the table B1. The B1 is the fighter interception table. So we're going to roll. So we roll a D10, and we got a 2. So we bring a 2, and the 2 says no contact. Okay, so nobody tried to intercept us in that zone, and there's nothing else to do in that zone. I don't have to do any fighter escorts, not on my bombing run, so we move into zone 2. So we move into zone 2, we get our event card. This one said, storms are brewing. Place a low visibility counter on the air ops mat. Do not roll for visibility, superseded by other weather event cards. So this one we're going to put here. And our visibility is over here, and it goes to 2. Way up here at the top. And that says +2 die roll modifier. So when we go to calculate everything, we'll add the modifiers to everybody. Okay, if another weather card comes up, it'll clear that. Okay, now we roll for fighter interception. Oops. We roll a 3. And this is a 3. And the 3 says 2 MiG-3s. All right. Now we got to roll for, where we check our escort table, we roll a D6. Okay, so we're going to roll. This is zone 2, and we're going to see if we get to eliminate any of these fighters that are trying to swoop in on us. So we roll our D6, and it is a 3. And a 3, a 1 to 5 takes out 2. Okay, so the way you activates in a roll, check the zone where the Stoffel is to determine. A red number indicates the number of enemy fighters to be removed. So if I'd have rolled a 6, we would have only got rid of one of them. But the 109s came in and drove them off. Okay, so I don't have to do any fighter intercept. All right, excellent. So my escort was there. Okay, we move into zone 3. Now in zone 3, you do not do an event card. I do not believe. Let's see. Do not roll for interception. Do not draw an event card on the target zone. All right. We roll 1d6 on table A4. That's for the target visibility. Well, it's already low, so we don't have to roll on that one because it did not get superseded by the weather. Okay. We roll 1d10 on table A6 for anti-aircraft fire. All right. So anti-aircraft fire, we're going to roll 1d10. So here we go. And it is, a 1. I don't know if that's good or bad. So a 1. Oh, no effect. That was really good. So there is no anti-aircraft fire here. So they're just troops in the open down there. All right. So we don't have any damage. There wasn't enough anti-aircraft fire to bother us. We're going to begin our attack. So we're going to be bombing. So all these guys are veterans, which means they don't have any modifiers there. But they're all going to get a +2 because of the weather. So he's going to be +2, +2, +2. But he has a -1 for his bombing attack run. So he's only going to be a +1 on this one. Aircraft number 4. And I can discard that. +2, +2, and +2. Now we roll in turn, in sequence, to see how we do on our bombing run. This is a medium target. We're going to roll our D10, and then we're going to get our scores. Okay, so I'm up first. I'm a +2 to my die roll. I get an 8, which makes that a 10. So a 10 on a medium target is a miss. Great. Okay, here comes Pfeiffer. He gets a 9. He misses. This is why you bring a lot of aircraft sometimes. A 6 for, that makes that an 8 for Vlock. An 8, he scores a 10. So he gets 10 points right there. Okay, here comes Schwartzel. He only has a +1 on his modifier. He gets a 5, makes him a 6. A 6 is a 30. So he scores 30. Okay, here comes Hens. 8 +2's a 10. He misses. Wow. Then we get a 6 for Steiner. +2's an 8. He scores 10. And finally, we have Kluber. And he gets a 5. And a 5 +2's a 7. He scores 20. All right. That's it for my bombing mission. We dropped our bombs and we didn't do very well. Okay. Pretty sad. That's what that was. Pretty sad. Okay. Wow. Sorry. It's just pitiful. That's what that was. Okay. Egress, return to the base and landing. So now we move back to zone 2 and we pull an event card. And the event card is, heard the one about tired but in good spirits, remove a stress from the highest stressed crew member. Nobody's got any stress, so that one didn't help me. Okay, now we roll for an intercept. My card over here. We roll a 4. And a 4 is no contact. Okay, move to zone 1. We pull an event card. And the event card is waypoint reached. The Stolfo's reached a waypoint and without incident, no effect. Okay. Roll for intercept. 2. And the 2 is no contact. All right. And now we're home. Now, veterans for landing get a -1 die roll. And for your landing chart, it is forced landings, landing table. A 10 is the only one that can cause you a problem. I don't have any stress on anybody. So they're all going to get a -1, so I don't have to roll for their landing. We're home. Okay. So I have a score of 0, 0, 10, 30, 0, wow, bad, 10, and 20. That's 30, 60, 70, divided by 6. So you do the math. 70 divided by 6 equals 11.67. So you get to round up because you round up or down. So that's going to give us a total. I'm going to change that to a little smaller one. 7. And our total score is going to be a 12. So this first score is a 12. So you got to keep track of all these. So there's a total segment score when we add it, and an operation score, which is the 3 segments all added together. So we have 12 right now. So we didn't do very good. Pretty weak. All right. So now we're going to start mission 2. All right. Now, instead of taking all these guys off, I'm going to fly them again. They didn't get any stress. Unlike games like from DVG and stuff where you get mission stress, you don't have that here. Okay, so we're going to start our second mission. That was light damage. We didn't get a big score there, and we didn't really do anything there. Okay, so we're going to roll for our mission on table A1. And we have, not all the tables are on there. We'll reset our scores back down. Put my modifiers back to 0 again. Miss, 0, 0, 0, miss, 0, 0. This is the only thing you want to make sure you kind of get yourself reset. Okay, we got to roll for our target type. This is going to be zone 4 and number 11. All right, 11 is a headquarters in zone 4. So let me locate that marker. Okay, forgot to do one thing. There are scoring modifiers. So you have scoring modifiers at the end of a mission, operation, or the grand campaign. Okay, so at the end of the mission, we can have some 3 modifiers. I got aircraft and crew return to base with no more than 1 casualty and damage. So he gets a +4. All right, so I should have added that in here. So I had 70, so that would have been 74 divided by 6 is a 12.3. It still ends up being a 12. Okay, so I didn't change my score any. I rounded up, rounded down. But you add the mission bonus in as part of the average, so it still gets averaged in. You don't get 4 more points. All it did was help offset my poor bombing a little bit. Okay, I have headquarters, and my headquarters is a small target. Okay, and it goes in zone 4. And I said for small targets, I would fly 4 aircraft. So I'm going to take, I'm going to clean up 3 of these aircraft off the board. And then we'll grab our armament and we'll be ready to go. Okay, I didn't see where it said one way or the other, so I think it's the crew, and you add a 1 to each of them, so they get it equally. Okay. That was their random event. Now we roll for a fighter intercept. They're in zone 2. They get a 7, and a 7 is no contact. All right. Zone 3. Draw our event card, and it is headwind. Return to formation to its previous zone when returning from a mission to the airfield. Disregard when moving to the target. Okay. No effect. Roll for fighters. Get a 5. And a 5. No contact. Okay. Now we're into zone 4. Okay, we don't roll for that. Now we got to roll for anti-aircraft. So we go, first we have to roll for visibility. Okay, so we roll a 6-sided die. We get a 2. And a 2 is good visibility. So that's not going to hamper us any. That's good. Now we roll for flak. This is a 10-sided die. And we get, it's a 2. And a 2 is light. So it hits 1 aircraft. All right, so we put this on light right here. And we have to draw one of these aircraft that's going to get hit. And it is, it's me. Aircraft number 1 gets hit by flak. All right. Roll for damage. Selected aircraft on table C1. All right, so now we got to roll for damage. This is a 10-sided die. And we get a 9. Tail. I have to roll a white die with it. And a 4. We have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 3 CS. Okay. So we just got hit with 3 stress. So we're going to take, I believe that's what I'm assuming, because I didn't really see them called out. I could have missed it, but there are crew stress markers times 2. So that would be 2, 2. Now I have 3. Okay. So I just took 3 stress on my guy. He's going to need to sit out a mission or something to get rested up here. Okay. So he has 3 stress. We begin our attack. Now, there is a stress effect. And there is a errata on Board Game Geek that tells you ignore this D6 and die roll. This is how many stress you have. So I have 3. So I get a +1 bombing modifier and a +1 landing modifier for this stress. So my stress now went to 0 because, or my die roll modifier went to 0 because I have 3 stress. Okay. All right. I didn't care for that. So now we're going to make our bombing. This is a small target. So it's a little harder to hit. And we roll the 10-sided die. I have a 0 modifier. This is for Braun. He gets a 4. All right. A 4 on a small is 60. So he scored 60. All right. Next guy, he is a -1. 9. -1's an 8. 8 on a small is 15. He scored 15. Okay, here comes Vlok. He gets a 0, which is 10. He misses. All right. And here comes Schwartzel. He gets a 1. Nice. -1 makes him a 0. He can't go any less than 1. He gets a 100. So he blasted him. So he did us. He got us. He hit him hard. Okay. All right. Now we come back to zone 3. We pull our event card. Good intel. Remove 1 crew stress from any 2 pilots. All right. So we'll take 1 off of me and 1 off of Pfeiffer. All right. Now, got to roll for fighters. And they get a 10. And a 10 is 1 MiG-3. Now, got to roll for fighter intercept. Okay, so we're going to roll, a 3. And a 3 in June to July gets rid of 2, so they drive them off. So no fighter intercept. Okay. Zone 3, we rolled a 3. Yep. Okay. We move to zone 2, pull our event card, and it is lead from the front. Inspired by the flight leader, remove 1 from 2 flying crews. Okay, well, he can take his off now. Can't take any off of him. Remove 1 CS inspired by the flight leader. That's me. So they got their stress off. Okay. Next up, roll for fighter intercept. It's a 5. And a 5 is no contact. Okay. We move to zone 1. We pull our event card. And it is rain. Rainy weather lowers the visibility over the target zone. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. So there's no rain where we're at. And they get a 3. And that is a fighter. That was a 3. We get a fighter intercept here. 2 MiG-3s. Now we roll. We're in zone 1. Oh, it's zone 1 here. It's full cover. That means they do not attack us. Okay, so we're good. All right, we land. Now, I do need to roll for my landing here. My pilot is now at, he's a -1 for his landing because he's a veteran, and 2 stress is no effect for landing, so I don't have to roll for any landing. Okay, so everybody's on the ground. All right. All right. Make a landing roll. We don't have to post mission. Log the mission scores. Okay, we'll do that. So here I scored 60. 15, 0, and 100. So for this one, we're going to have 175 divided by the 4 planes. Oh, and I got to check for bonus. Wait a minute. Yep. What is that? That is scoring modifier. If the aircraft and crew return to base with no more than 1 casualty, I didn't have any casualties, no more than 2 casualty aircraft, 4 combined crew. Nope, yeah, so I get +4 again. So that takes us from 175 to 179. 179 divided by 4. That's 44.75, so that's a score of 45. and no damage to any aircraft. All we took was a lot of stress. Okay, so I can decide to either sit out one, or we'll have to wait for the next mission. So that's it for the headquarters. We went and hit it. That's nice. Got it taken care of. I don't have any damaged aircraft yet. I just have some crew stress. My gunner's got some stress. If he gets up to 6, he'll bail out on me. So that's he'll panic and jump. So I got a feeling I may need to sit unless I get a no-fly mission. Okay, so that's going to bring us up to mission number 3. All right, let's see what our mission's going to be. So we roll all 3 dice. It's going to be mission 6. Zone 6, mission 9. Okay. It's artillery. It's all the way in the rear. Okay, so we got to get the artillery. See if I got that out yet. Nope, there it is. This is a medium target. Zone 6, so I gotta go way up in there to get him. I'm gonna take 7 aircraft, and Braun is not going. He needs to sit this one out. I can leave his aircraft there. So here's what happens. So we take Braun, we put him back over here on the board, along with Rouse. Okay, we take our gunner and our pilot, and we put their stress markers there. So he has 2, he has 3. Now, at the end of every turn mission, when they don't fly, we can reduce those. So next mission, he'll be down to 1. My gunner will be down to 2. And so they'll be available again, or I can take a different gunner with me if I want to leave him sit so that he can get his stress down. All right, so we're going to have a new flight leader. This time we're going to put Hens and let's see, 3, 4, taking 7 aircraft, 5, 6, 7. That's aircraft 1 back in the cup. 5, 6, and 7. These go back in my cup. Okay. And then we're going to take, let's see, we'll get these guys restaged. I'll get the roster made out, and then we'll be back. Okay, shuffled the deck. Put these up here. We have our artillery in zone 6. They're back in the rear. I'm going after those guys. I got 7 aircraft up. It's a medium-sized target. We're going to use the 1 SC-500 and the 450 cluster bombs. Okay. Pilot, gunner, von Malapert, and Hazet is taking the lead formation while I de-stress. Okay. Oh, I gotta register everybody here. All right, we have our log sheet just to show you. I've been keeping it up, but you can see it's like writing all these names over and over. That's why I think the spreadsheet would be a little more friendly to my hands anyway. I could just copy and paste or select these guys. It's artillery, it's medium, it's zone 6. We got 7 aircraft going. They're all veterans again. Got to set all our scores back to 0 here. And everybody's at a -2 on our modifiers because of our weapon that we're using. We're using the SC-500 and 450 cluster bombs, and they're -2 on a medium target versus troops and artillery. So that's what we're doing. All right, here we go. We're off and moving. We're up to zone 1. Pull our first event card, and it is Stukas to the rescue. One of your gunners spots an encircled German infantry unit. You may either ignore continue to the target zone and apply 1 stress to a random crew or help. Cancel the current mission and attack troops in the current zone. Do not roll for anti-aircraft fire. Okay, so I could cancel the current mission, hit these troops. They're a medium target. I got the right ordnance for it, so why not, right? If we put the troops on here, they're in zone 1. We caught them right there. They were encircled. We'll take off the artillery mission. We'll come back to it later. I don't want to go way up into zone 6 and risk all my pilots. And so we're attacking right here. Because this became the target zone, I believe we do not have to roll for any type of fighter intercept. Let's see. Cancel the current mission and attack troops in the current zone. So that becomes the new, when you're attacking, you don't have them. Okay, so there is no, do not roll for any aircraft fire. So all I do is do my attack. All right, this is a medium target. And here we go. We're going to be -2 on our target rolls. Gonna see if we can get these guys. This is a 7. -2 makes that a 5. A 5 on a medium target is 40. Okay. Here comes Pfeiffer. He gets a 9. -2 is a 7. 7 on a medium target's a 20. Here comes Vlock. He gets an 8. -2 is a 6. And on a medium target, that's 30. Okay, here comes Schwartzel. He gets a 1. A -0, that's 100. So Schwartzel blasted him. Okay, here comes Hens. He gets a 9. -2 is a 7. That's 20. Okay, Steiner. He gets an 8. -2 is a 6. 6 is 30. And here we go with Kluber. Kluber gets a 9. -2 is a 7. That's another 30. Nope, a 7 is 20. All right, that's it. We go home. The mission's over. Everybody lands okay. We don't have to do any of that. So we're going to write our scores down. We have 40. Then we have 20. A 30. A 100. A 20. A 30. And oops, the last guy had a 20. I marked it off the wrong thing. 20. Okay. And they're going to get +4 because everybody came back okay without any trouble. So we'll have 4 plus, oops, 4 plus, what do we got here? Let's see. Starting right here, 40, 60, 90, that's 190, plus 20, 50, 70. 264 divided by 7, that's a 37.7, so 38. So we scored 38 on that mission. Okay. Nobody damaged, none of that stuff's going on. Okay, we can remove 1 crew stress. So over here, he's going to go down to 1, and he's going to go down to 2. So Braun's down to 1 crew stress, and my gun crew's down to 2, my gunner. Okay. Well, that's another one down. So we've done 3 missions, filled up this sheet. So I think what I'll do is, I think I'll call it here, and we will get this out to you guys. Let's take a look at it. Make sure everything looks good. And then we'll be ready to come back, hit another 3-4 missions, something like that. And I'm starting to get the feel for it now. I'm needing less and less to how to play because it's the same. You start to do the same things, but you want to make sure you don't miss anything. So far, I've been lucky. 3 missions in, no aircraft damage yet. No, we did a surprise attack and rescued our troops down there, so we didn't take any unnecessary stress for that. And we'll go get the artillery another time. Okay. So far, so good. It's a straight up game. You got a lot of documenting you have to do, and then depending on what you pull on your event cards, tells you where you're going to be at. You know, if I'd have been up here in Zone 5 and maybe close, I may have gone ahead and gone there, or depending on what the target was or what my bomb load is, I may or may not have attacked those troops. So, but I had the right bomb load for that, so it really made it a no-brainer for me. All right, well, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And as always, give me your comments and thoughts, and please like the video. Give me that thumbs up there. All right, I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a good one.